Hey, we are live and direct, and I'm here with the man himself, Mr. Ian McCormack from none other than Sonik Sports. So you guys can see in the background the big Sonik tent that's got set up, and we are at the Wraysbury experience right here.
The Wraysbury experience indeed. So the tent behind's not a bivvy, guys. It is actually a promotional dome.
Yeah, it's the 100-man bivvy. This is like, you get everybody in there. Hopefully you guys can see us and hear us all right. We are on the flight path to Heathrow Airport.
So it's a bit noisy. So it's Amber Lakes at Wraysbury, and the only downside to that, and there is only one downside, is you get a jet going over about every 4 to 5 minutes. So you'll have to bear with us, because that will happen again. But,
yeah, without a doubt.
We'll just have to start shouting.
But for the guys, this is our Avengers group, Ian, and our Avengers are the folks who get exclusives and early access, and they find out things before anybody else in the big group, which has got like 18,000 people. Avengers is very special to us. They're more like family than just Joe Public.
Lucky guys.
And we always like to over-deliver for our Avengers, and I know Ian's got some prizes and different things that he's going to give us, and you guys will get to see some of that later on. But while we've got Ian, who's super busy, and his phone's ringing, and you've got to speak to all these different companies, because there's not just Carp Global here, there's like every shop.
Well, it's the UK trade show, so we've got all our main key accounts here from the southeast primarily, but also some other big ones. And we've chosen to do it here this year, which I don't know if you can swing round and just see this incredible venue. So this is just such a venue to do a trade show at.
Let's flip the camera around, you guys, and you can see all the bivvies obviously going this way. They've got this amazing
lodge. We've got a multi-million-pound lodge, which you'll see in a minute, and it really does beat the hotel room.
Yeah, it's much better. And traditionally, a trade show is for retailers to come and see the new stuff and give you an order essentially, so they can get the new products in the shops. But I don't think anybody does a trade show quite like Sonik. And a couple of years ago we was lucky enough to go to Lake Katlov in the Czech Republic. You may have seen the video from then, and back then we were talking about similar stuff with Ian. But since then, Ian, obviously there's new things, but as a company, as Sonik as a brand, what's changed? What have you struggled with, and where you're going?
Well, it's just a completely different business to what it was 2 years ago only, and I think we've grown the turnover about 5 times, so we're 5 times the size of business that we were 2 years ago, which is quite scary, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we seem to have hit the right products at the right price, and then we've had COVID, which I thought was going to be disastrous, and then has actually been brilliant in the end for fishing tackle sales, and not being insensitive to all the people who had problems with COVID. But it's allowed us all to go fishing, because there's been bugger all else to do it first, you know. Right? So yeah, and I'm just so excited, because we're on a 13-year-old now as a company, and I think we can just keep growing and growing and growing. Not just the UK, but we're really big in Europe now as well. And I started this business 13 years ago as a dream to have a global fishing tackle brand before I died, basically. Yeah. And we're kind of getting there. We're kind of starting to happen, and it's very exciting.
So obviously growth as a business can mean, obviously it's going to be more money, but that money can be reinvested to make more product for these guys who actually use the stuff on the bank.
Oh, definitely. Don't underestimate how much it costs to have a fishing tackle company or to build one. Yeah. It's millions. But the size that we are now, and the size of turnover we've got, and the money that we're now making, allows us to invest it in more and better new products for the future. We've got a host of ideas. It's never going to stop.
Yeah. And you've got a great team, and I've met some new additions to your team who hopefully you guys are going to see. Yeah. And you are branching out into new territories, right? You're branching out.
Yeah, we did. I mean, last time we talked, we were just launching properly in Europe. We've now got 780 accounts throughout Europe, and it's going to go to 1,000 by 3 years' time, I'd say. 2 years' time, actually. Yeah. We're in 28 countries, and they love Sonik because it's the same as the UK. It's just quality gear, but we're not taking people's eyes out with the price as much as we can. Because we want to make it affordable to people to have quality equipment and achieve, as you say, their carp fishing goals.
Yeah, and just for Ian's benefit, let's see who's in the Jamie likes your jacket.
This is one of the new jackets coming. It'll be March next year. $69.99 puffer jacket, lovely lining. Where fishing, where après fishing, go to the pub, go to the lake.
Yeah, it's
Go and see your mother-in-law.
Trendy stuff, right?
Well, if it makes me, I mean, I'm not very trendy. I have to say I'm too bloody old. But you know, I thought I would just show it because I'm happy with this product. I think it's going to be great. So
yeah.
part of a new range of clothing we're doing.
And you guys will get to have a little sneak preview of that stuff in a second, and we're going to meet Martin and James, who you saw in one of the other videos. But while we've still got Ian, I just want you guys to let me know down below who uses Sonik stuff. Are you a fan of Sonik stuff? Have you never tried Sonik stuff? We'll try and read out a few of the comments. Any questions for Ian? Real quick, put them on there. But while you guys put your comments down there and your questions, obviously we want to talk a little bit about the vision for the future, what you're going to be focusing on more, because it seems that you did start out with the sea and the core stuff and the carp stuff, but now it seems that you might have slightly more carp. And
yeah, I mean,
where are we going with it?
We started the business in 2008 with fly, with sea, with carp, and with lure. We've focused the last 5 years really almost exclusively on building the carp brand, and that's because I've got a team of carp anglers work with me, and they love the type of discipline that it is. And actually, there's more gear. You know, no one has more gear than a carp angler, pretty much. So it's the best return that we get, and so we're focused on carp. It's about 90% of the business now, and it will continue to grow and grow and grow for the next 3 or 4 years. But we also have plans to expand in the other disciplines a bit more. Got some new sea stuff this year. We'll have new course products. You know, 2 to 3 years time. But we'll not lose the focus on the bread and butter business and the core, which will always be carp.
Because obviously our Avengers, the Carp Global Avengers, everyone wants to achieve the carp fishing goals. You definitely have the price points right, you definitely have the tools for the job. If you can't catch carp with the stuff that Sonik provide, then there's a problem, right? And you do have things at a higher price point as well that people might not be familiar with. Hopefully we you know, things like the Frank Warwick signature rods.
Tonos rods. Tonos reels.
And hopefully we can have a look at some of that stuff.
All the detail,
in a little while. And Ian's kind enough to give us some prizes, so we'll do that later on this evening when everyone's finished work. Hopefully you guys can win yourself some stuff. There's a big bunch of cool merchandise and goodie bags and all the rest of it.
There is, yes.
And that's kind of tying into this Wraysbury experience that we're experiencing right now. Why are you doing the different trade shows to everybody else? Why is it not
a boring
hotel room?
I'll tell you why, it's dead easy, because we did Catalog 2 years ago. You were there, we did this live show. That's been done the last 2 years. I haven't been able to go because we've been able to run the business in the UK. I've got a European team doing that now. And it's been such a success for the dealers, because rather than just go to a boring hotel room and look at new products, they get to go to an iconic carp lake. They get some free fishing. They get free food, they get free drink, beer, if they want it, and just have a fantastic couple of days. And it's really us as a way of thanking our retail partners for stocking and selling our goods like your good self. And hopefully they go away going, bloody hell. And I mean, today, yesterday, been here since Monday, we're running it till Friday. Every dealer that's been has said, wow, you've just set a new benchmark for a trade show. Because you know, for many years, I've been in the trade 30 years, for many years dealers wouldn't want to go to a trade show because they spend all day looking at tackle in the shop. The last thing they want to do is drive for 3 hours and go to a hotel room and see some more. We haven't had one refusal this year. Everyone who's anyone's coming to the show because they're going, bloody hell, what, I can get to fish Wraysbury Lake. And we are at, obviously, Wraysbury, and there's more fishing history and heritage probably than any other water
at this place, and we don't have to go into that detail right now, but the very fact that we're here, even just walking through the gate, is an experience in itself. And the fact that you've themed it and you've got the flags up, and we have been super looked after. I've only been here since last night, and already I've been fed and I've been plied with drink and everything. They pretty much, they'll cast your rods out for you if you want.
Just have for some other dealer.
Just have for another dealer. You literally don't get this with any of the other companies, and I think we've just got to say a big thanks to Ian and to the Sonik guys for having us. Some of the stuff that you guys are going to see later on is awesome, so make sure you stick around. About 2 o'clock we'll go live and look at the products, and then around 5 o'clock we'll go live and give away some stuff. Let me know down below, and let Ian know down below if you want to win some stuff. Any questions, we'll scroll up and have a look. Jamie's saying you can't go wrong with the money with the Sonik stuff. Lee's asking about the beer. There's actually a Sonik beer. So you have gone the extra mile, haven't you?
Well, how this came about was the warehouse we have near Prague, at Czech warehouse. There's a microbrewery nearby to that. And we went, bloody hell, it'd be nice to have our own, a bit like Iron Maiden do with their own beer. So we thought we'd have our own Sonik beer. And it is just delicious Czech Pilsner lager. It's, you know, proper craft brewed. So I got into a bit of bother last year by importing a load and not paying enough duty on it. I think.
Oh dear.
I'll not go there.
No, we're in a private group, don't we?
So we're not doing that again. But Tim came back in the van from Carp last week, and he had a couple of boxes in the back.
Nothing to declare, is it?
Nothing to declare.
As it was.
And anyway, we've got some in the fridge, and it's only strictly limited to 1 bottle per dealer, otherwise we run out. But
Oh,
it's
thank
very
God,
nice.
I think I had 2 last night. But that's my fill. I'm here 2 nights.
Yeah.
What did you call the beer?
Intoxicator X.
The Intoxicator, which fits in with the brand, right?
Dominator X, Vader X, Intoxicator
Yeah.
X seem to make sense.
And one thing that is taking off, and you've added a lot to, and I just want to touch on this and see if there's any questions before we sign off from this live, is the concept of the extractor. And I think
that's been massive for us, absolutely massive. And we're going to take that to the next level of Extractor Pro, and it's a whole concept that's coming. It's not just rods and reels in the future. It'll be kind of everything for the mobile angler, from underpants upwards, really.
Underpants,
yeah.
They're not joking.
Well, yeah, but you know, there is, as you'll all know, this huge movement for being a bit lighter, a bit more mobile, shorter rods, fishing the margins, but actually can cast a long way as well, and not needing to weigh yourself down with tons and tons and tons of heavyweight gear. We've got a new Extractor bivvy that Danny will be showing you later. And the next 2 or 3 years, we'll invest quite a lot of money in building that range, so that it becomes kind of the byword for the mobile angler who wants quality gear but doesn't have to break the bank to do it.
And you get more gear for your money then, right?
Yeah, well, it makes sense.
It makes sense, so you can get even more gear for less money and get on the bank, achieve those fishing goals.
Absolutely.
And you know, there's quite a lot of people in here making comments and questions. We'll have a little look and see if there's any questions for Ian. We've talked about the beer, we've talked about the clothing, you know, the Extractor stuff's coming up, you know, we're at Wraysbury, you know that it's awesome, you know that we can't thank these guys enough. Let's have a look. Keith loves his Vader XRS rods, high quality rods, sensible price. Jamie'd love an Extractor with an Alps reel seat. That kind of raises the...
That's not impossible actually, and that could be the Extractor Pro specification. An Alps reel seat adds about 20 quid to the cost of a rod.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, no, I think that's the cost of the Alps reel seat, so it'll add more than that.
The retail price.
And they are a bit Marmite. Some people love them, some people don't.
Yeah.
You know, so but I'm sure we can do a bit more inventive, you know, look to the rods.
And look, if you guys have got suggestions, then put them in the group and we can get them over to the guys. Big shout out to Lee Eason, Lee Jones, Andy Thomas is here. He said, to be honest, not used Sonik before, but the products look great. Maybe we can convert you. John Roy is here as well. David Prince is watching. Keith Miles is watching as well. Let's see if anybody else. Robin's here. He's still got his original 8000 Tornos.
Good man. There's a big story behind that reel. That was our first reel. Reels now, we do over £3 million worth of reels a year. When you bought your Tornos, we hadn't sold a reel. And that reel was a real kind of benchmark for the business.
A real reel.
A real reel, but they're great reels. We still haven't got them in the range now.
Yeah.
They're called XD. Got a car going by.
Yeah, just don't get Ian run over, otherwise there'll be no more product innovation. Grab your thingy there, it's in the middle of the floor. Ian's leaving traps in the road for unsuspecting motorists. So yeah, a real reel, that was the start of it. You wasn't selling many reels, and
we didn't sell any reels then.
Didn't sell any
reels.
And
now it's our second biggest selling product after rods.
So it goes to show that you can't just dip your toe in either, can you? And you can't just be...
What's that phrase you have? If you want to take the
if you want to
burn the boat.
Yeah, you've got to burn the boats, and you've certainly committed and gone all in, right?
We have, and there's no other way around it. We've got a plane going overhead. Do apologise. But yeah, you're either all in or you're not in at all. You can't be half-assed in this, you just can't.
So with all this development and all the things going on and all the exciting stuff that you've got coming, clearly Sonic's here to stay, right?
Oh, bloody right, yeah. It's my ambition with the brand when we first invented it in 2008 was just to build it and build it and build it till it's a global fishing tackle brand like Shimano, Diver or anyone else. Yeah. And we're on a journey and it's not going to stop. So it's like a freight train now.
Yeah, we're going in the right direction, and it's very hard to stop a freight train, right?
Well, it is. The wheels might fall off one of the carriages occasionally.
Yeah, we might. A slight
it's never perfect, but yeah, we just work harder and harder. I've got a great team of committed guys who are all passionate, and girls who all love the brand also. I've got one of the best product managers, and we're going to be adding to that team, and CAD/CAM designers, all of those things. Do you know the hardest thing right now is with COVID, you cannot visit the suppliers.
Yeah.
So you're having to do everything remotely. which does make it a bit more challenging. Then you can't have a face-to-face meeting. But despite of that, we've got a wealth of stuff to show you today, and a wealth of stuff in the pipeline to come. So it's all good.
So we've got some giveaways, we've got some other stuff. There'll be a live in here, so you guys get a sneak preview of the products, and then I'll charge my phone up, and then we'll go live in the main group to do some giveaways and different bits and pieces. I've got some other stuff reserved just for you guys, some exclusive stuff that Ian's kindly going to give us.
Being forced to give.
We've twisted his arm. Some goodie bags and stuff, so look out for that. It'll all come to light. I'll post up exactly how it's going to work. Good to see each and every one of you guys. Thanks so much for joining us on this little live stream, but it's great to hear from Ian that Sonic's here to stay, that it's doing really well, some of these new products, and obviously to thank him for a very kind invite.
Well, no, it's a pleasure. I mean, you've done a lot of business with us this year. I think you've been growing your business alongside ours. You've bought a ton of stuff, you've given us a lot of stuff away, and you're building your business the same time as us, and that's how it works. It's a business partnership with our retailers. It's not anything else. Just
before we go, Ian, one thing that's concerning a lot of people in the industry is things like stock shortness of supply and price increases and things like this.
Yeah.
What do you think it's going to look like this time next year?
Well, I don't think it's going to change. I think the issues that you'll be reading about in the news today about container shortages, truck driver shortages, China's now, got problems with supply, and it's just ever more challenging to get the stock that people want and need. And in the past it was always about getting more sales. Now the sales are flying in. It's just about keeping in stock of everything. And my advice to you would be that if you see a new product that you like and someone's got it in stock, like my good friend here, Danny, don't hang about, because it's going to be in and out of stock from every brand for about the next 2 years, I would say.
And we always try and reinforce that, and we do know that inadvertently there are going to be prices that do go up because the cost of carbon or the cost of...
Well, I'll give you an example. The cost of aluminium has gone up, I think, 40% since March. The cost of steel has gone up 35% since March. The cost of electricity in China has gone up 25%. Labour's going up, everything's going up, fuel, stuff is going to get more expensive, there's no two ways about it, but we will do our level best to try and keep everything affordable, so that it's not out the range, because there is a limit to what it's sensible to pay for goods, and a limit to what people can afford. But we all want to go fishing with the best gear, and that's our mission, is to try and make it possible for you guys to go fishing with the best gear, but still keep a roof over your head and not be divorced.
Quite. So you've heard it from the man himself, and we've got to thank Ian for taking some time with us this afternoon. We'll go and have a look at some of the products next. I'll be live again in about 20 minutes time, so you guys get to see some of the products, and then, like I say, we'll do a live around 5 in the main group. We've got a big bunch of stuff to give away, but I'll reserve some of the exclusives for you guys, but you have to keep your eye on the group so you know how to win this stuff. Big thanks to Ian.
Cheers, guys.
If you've got any other comments or questions, post them in the group. I'll make sure the guys at Sonik see this. Any feedback, any ideas, anything that you want to get over to these guys, we'll do our best to make that connection for you. But from now, we're going to go and look at some of the stuff. Get ready for the next live stream. Sit tight, you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.